Okay, guys, so going into Gears of War 4, I know there's people that have issues with this game. There's people that love it, hate it, say it's okay, but it's not the best in the franchise, or why'd they go this way. Well, after playing it again and revisiting now this game, and like I have the others, I'm here to give another take on this game. I did a review on it once before, and going into the game, when this game first got announced, I was like, okay, like, here we go. We're going old school, again, we got, this and that. We got the son of Anya and Marcus, JD Phoenix, and we have where he is a disfronted Gear. He left, he pretty much went AWOL. Same thing with his best friend, Dale, who they had an issue at one of the settlements this is 25 years after the war, right? After the war ended on Gears 3. So when this happens, we see where he and Dell and another character by the name of Kate, who is his friend / love interest, also the daughter
ripped apart
of the character
from the
Reyna, who is the
inside.
village leader that they're staying at. They later find out that she's also the granddaughter and daughter
Those
of
we
Queen
loved
Mary.
were taken.
Hera was the Locust Queen. She is the mother of Lord Reyna, the grandmother to Kate. And what we see in this is they try to attack a settlement. They're getting accused by the new minister by the name of Jin.
A storm is coming, and my son is walking right into it.
And she accuses JD and the rest of them that settlers go missing. They're not behind it. She attacks their settlement.
Kept our armor.
Then later on that night, they get attacked by unknown creatures, and JD has no choice but to go to his father for help.
We don't stop these things. Everyone within 1,000 miles dies.
We are kind of figured it was. Same as we see reunion of Delta Squad, Marcus, Cole, Baird. There's some good moments in this game. I will admit. They go through. They have to handle these. They have to handle other. Which these are mechanical robots that Baird actually built from Jin and made them into killing robots in a way to handle anything during the Locust War. So they're pretty much combined on having to populate the planet. And again, this is 25 years, so you gotta think of how many women are not that around because of during this time frame. And then we have where they come across a new issue and they talk to Marcus, and Marcus helps them, even though they got to grab their gear, they got to grab this and that. So as soon as that happens, he goes into the whole thing of, okay, we got to go to one of the dig sites, which was, of course, where they buried the locusts, which I found funny because they had to bury the locusts because they got crystallized in some type of crystal where it just couldn't be broken. It was almost impenetrable. So they buried them, their weapons, everything, and we later find out between these things called juvies, which people are taken by snatchers. They're put in pods and they become juvies, and they later become normal sort of locust like creatures, but they're now called the Swarm. And between that and other creatures we deal with in this game, Dell, Kate, Marcus, and JD have to come together to fight these things off. Now again, it does come close where it was like, okay, we have to save Marcus because he is abducted, and JD, we do see a kind of like a long relationship with JD and Marcus, because Marcus did tell him, do not join the COG, don't go AWOL, don't do this, don't do that. He still did anyway. And it almost seems like they have the same kind of relationship, Adam had with Marcus, aka his father. And then Anya, we found out she passed away, to where I guess there was, from everything I understood, there was a birthing testing to where it actually helped her get pregnant with JD, and I guess she tried it again and she ended up passing away, which again pissed me off, I will admit that, because I think that Anya was probably one of the best, or the best female character we had in Gears of War, and they killed her off screen, which again was BS, and I really didn't like that. So that was one of the things I did have issues with. And then of course we go through all the Swarm, we go through this, we go through that, and the way the game ends is they are able to get to Reyna, who is in a massive hive, and they're able to get to her, but Kate has no choice but to pretty much kill her because she's connected now to the Swarm. So I don't know, but what really got me is we have where she does that, we see the symbol of the locust symbol, and that's how the game ends. Now, again, people had a lot of issues with this game. Me, half of the game did not feel like a Gears of War game. I will admit that, because of you're going up against the DBs, which were technically just robots, and almost made you feel like you were playing another game. And then when we went up against the Swarm, it almost felt like Gears of War again to a certain degree. You had that creepy horror-esque when you first played the game, you didn't know what you were doing, and you had these new characters, and some people say some of the comedy fell, which in certain ways I can see that. Other ways I would say just get over it. Some people did not like Kate, some people did not like Del. I honestly did not have an issue with Kate or Del. I thought that they were interesting characters. Same thing with Kate's uncle. I thought he was kind of a funny idiot type deal. And then, because he even gets captured, everyone got captured in their village. And a lot of people did not like Jen, because again, I don't like Jen. I don't like Jen in either one of these games for 4 or 5, because she is very ignorant. She actually stupid, because she doesn't know how to lead, because she doesn't understand the threat. It's like she does not understand the damn threat of what the locusts were, of how close they came to ending humanity, and the Swarm are pretty much just the upgrades and the reversion of the locust horde, and she doesn't understand that, and she wants to use every little thing she can to be able to supposedly save humanity, but she doesn't do it. That's the problem. And we have where JD is pretty much a rogue soldier, and then they pretty much get reinstated in the 5th game, which was weird because they didn't have a choice because of how bad the Swarm was getting, because however many dig sites that the COG put the locusts in, they pretty much came back, you know, for the most part, for a good amount of their army. They just were lacking a queen. And then with the fact of 4, you see Cole again, you see Baird, you see Marcus, they're reunited. It was cool, but again, everybody would love to see Dom if he would have survived in 3. I know that. I have said that tremendous times. I think some people, again, is this game perfect? No, but it's still a good game. I enjoy it, but at the same time, I will agree with the whole thing of, you know, trying to set up defenses, trying to do this, trying to do that. It's kind of unnecessary when you're going up against massive waves, because we didn't really have that in the previous Gears of War from what I remember. But at the same time, it was something new, and I think they were trying to try it. Some of the weapons just weren't for me. I was going old school weapons. The new ones just didn't really work for me that well, so I kind of just stayed to the weapons that I knew of and I was familiar with when I played it however many times now. Because I've actually played the 4th one more times than I had the 5th one, in all honesty. And it has more of that you don't know what's going to come at you type vibe. With the 5th one, you didn't really have that. But I'll go into the 5th one in a different video. But I do think that this game gets a lot of heat when it doesn't really deserve it. I think that this game does not deserve all the negative response that it gets. I can understand some of it, but not saying it's a fully crappy game, because it's not a fully crappy game. It just needed more direction than honestly what it was. I think honestly, but at the same time, you can also contest and say, I can understand why they went with robots to a certain degree, because they were still trying to hold on to their military, because they did not understand if they were going to have to deal with another monster. They did not understand if they had to deal with another army or whatever. So I understand that. But overall, guys, I think Gears of War 4 is not that bad of a game. I think that if it will age better over time, which it has, because it's been out for a while. But again, I still think it could have been better to a certain degree. But what do you guys think? Let me know about it down in the comments, and I'll see you as always on the next one.